Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit and today we are going to integrate the Spotify. So how we can integrate the Spotify, how we can authenticate and how we can do all those stuffs we'll discuss in today's class. So Spotify is a application that help us to, that's a music application. So using this, we are going to do a integration. Using the integration, we are going to create our own playlist. We are going to add some songs. So all these things we will discuss today's class. So first thing first, I already visited the developer.spotify.com and I have already signed up that Spotify application. If you have not done that, or the first step, you have to be visit the developers.spotify.com and you have to sign up yourself, or maybe by Facebook or maybe Google or your email address. Once you sign up in the developers.spotify app, you will be able to see this screen like Spotify developer. And in this Spotify developer, there are documentation, the console, community, everything is available. So we'll discuss one by one. In today's class, we'll basically use our Postman tool. Using the Postman tool, how I'll show you that how we can integrate that Spotify. What are the details you need for that? So first thing first, you have to go to the dashboard. Once you go to the dashboard, you can see that under this dashboard you can create your own application where you need to define yourself. Okay, so I'm going to create an application. So I have to click create an app, and then once you put this create an app, you need to define your application name. So let's say that I'm going to put that the app name is called Postman. So basically today we are going to integrate through the Postman. So I have defined the Postman. Now you need to put the description of the application. Let's say that Postman application. Once you put this one, you need to click this I understand and agree the developer terms and condition. You just need to click the create. Once you click that, your Spotify application will be created, and you can see this is the Postman application that with the description. Now you can see this is app status. It is showing that development mode. Okay, so it means that this application is under development. Now you can, if you scroll down, that there is no data available because you have not done any interaction between your any other third-party tool with this application or this Spotify application. Now you can see that under this, this is the title or maybe the application name. This is the description. Under that, here is the app status, and here we have the client ID. So when you create an application under this Spotify or any of these developers tool, they have provided you the client ID and along with the client secret. So we are going to use those details in our soon. And then you can see that here you have a request extension, because I am using that free tool. So that's if you are using the free tools, so there are certain limitation that they provided to use the free trial. Now what we have to do, we are going to open the Postman tools. So this is my Postman tools. In this Postman, I'm going to create a new collection. For that, what I'll do, I'll click plus sign. Under this plus sign, I'm going to put this name. Okay, here I will put this application name called Spotify. So let me do that. I just put that the name is Spotify. So this is my new collection, you can see, and I'm just going to press Control and S basically to save that. Now this Spotify collection is saved right now. Now here we have a type. Under this authorization, we have a type called no authorization. Basically, using the Spotify, we are going to create the any of these playlist. We are going to add the songs to that particular playlist. For that, we definitely need the credential. We will come to that point later. Now what we have to do, we can go to the docs. Under this docs, you can go to that web API, and if you go to the web application, it defines that how the web application works. So you can see this is the it's have a detailed description how this web application works. Now if we go to the console, under this console, all these left side, you can see all these API is available. Let's say that let's open one of these API and understand then how it works. So let me go to this playlist. Under this playlist you can see that there are various method available. So delete, get, put, post, all these method are available. So basically delete method used to delete something, get method is used to get some data or details from this application. If you want to create something, we use the post method. If you want to update something, we use the put method. So this is how we used to do that. Let's say that if we click that any of this API, and it will quickly open that, and you can see that this is how it looks like that. This is the endpoint, and here in the C URL it defines that how we can use this application. Okay, so you can see this is how we can use this application. So this is the endpoint, and this is the C URL. Now let's see that how we have to understand that how the authentication works, right? Now let's understand that to do this integration or to do this using this API, I have to authorize myself that this is my credential or this is my credential. So let's understand that how we can use our how we can authorize ourselves. For that, we are going to go to the docs. Under these docs, we are going to click the open web API. And if you see that web API, what it is saying that there is a hyperlink called authorization. So this is the authorization link where they define that how the authorization can be done. Okay, and here they mention that what does it mean, why, what. Basically, get method used to retrieve the resource, post method used to create the resource, put method is used to change or replace the resource collection, delete method used to delete some resources. So this they have mentioned all these details. So let's click that our authorization sections. Once we click the authorization section, it defines that how the Spotify authorize their application. So basically they have quite different type of authorization. If I scroll down, there are four type of authorization. One is the authorization code, another is the authorization code with PKCE, another is the client credential, another is the implicit grant. And each authorization have a different what do you call advantage and disadvantage. And if you see that there are access user resource, require secret key, access token, refresh token, it's all mentioned. Okay, so on which type of credential, using which type of credential, what you will get, that they have mentioned that. So today in our class we will discuss about the authorization code. So we just need to be click this authorization code flow. Once we click the authorization code, it defines that how the authorization code works. Okay, so it definitely asking that we need the client ID, and then we need the client secret, and then server will return the access token. So we need to get the access token. So let's go back to our Postman, and then here authorization type, we are going to select that OAuth 2.0, and under this OAuth 2.0, if you scroll down, there will be one configuration. We just click the edit, and here I'm going to change all these details, and I'm going to configure called Spotify configuration. So I just put the name equal to Spotify. Here under the grant type, whatever grant type we have seen there, all this grant type is available here. Our case, we are going to select the authorization. Now we have a callback URL. So this is the important factor. So callback URL, we just need to be copy that. This is the read only, we can't change that. We have to copy that callback URL, and then we need to be add this callback URL to our application. So it means that when we authorize ourselves, the token will be redirected to which page. So once we authorize ourselves, the token will be redirected to this page that is defined here. So we just need to be defined under this application. So we are going to click the edit settings, and here under this redirect URL, we just need to paste that and click add, and then save that. Okay, so this is set right now. Now we have to define two things. One, we need to be put the client ID and then client secret, right? So we can copy this client ID here and paste here. So simply copy and paste here. This client ID can be stored. You can see that there is a you know exclamatory sign there showing. So it is sensitive data, so it should not show any user. So that's the reason it is showing that. We can create a variable, and then under the variable you can define that. I'm not going to assign this to any of this variable. In future, if you want to store into the variable, there will be environment. You need to create the environment. Under this environment you can define your variable. Now let's go to this client secret. I need to define the client secret. So you just click the show client secret and you will get the client secret. And you need to put this client secret here, right? Now we need to put the authorization URL and authorization access token URL. These two are very important. So where should I authorize ourselves, right? That we need to be define that. So for that we will go to this docs and web API. Under this web API we will click the authorization, and then we'll click the authorization code flow. If you scroll down under this code flow, and if you see here under this is the syntax, or this is the endpoint for authorize ourselves. Okay, so this is the syntax or the URL for authorize ourselves. We'll copy this token here and paste here. We'll just remove that question mark. Now, sorry, this will be the authorized URL. So we'll paste that. Now we need to put the token URL. So if we scroll down a little bit further, you will get that token URL. So if we see the request access token, the endpoint is the API slash token. And if we scroll down, you'll get that actual the URL that they have put in a example. So we'll copy that and then paste that. Now all set, our request, authorize, everything is set. Now we have to define the scope. What does it mean by the scope? So scope is nothing but that what we are trying to do, that what we are trying to do. We need to define that which type of things we are trying to do. So let's say that in our case we are going to operate with that playlist, and then maybe other things called that user detail, something like that. So we can, this all are the scope which is defined under authorization scope. So we need to be copy these all these details. So let's copy these all these playlist details or playlist scope and define here. And there is a some enter, you can see. I just need to be remove the enter and then put the space basically. Okay. So scope is nothing but you need to define that what you are trying to do that with this token. So I define that. Once you define that, what you can do, you can click that get new access token. Once you click this get new access token, this will be redirect to your Spotify application where you need to put your credential. I already log in my credential, or I already log in the Spotify. That's the reason they won't ask me the credential, but that will allow, or that will ask me for providing that access or granting that access. And once we click the grant or something called access token, I will receive a access token and one refresh token. And the access token will have some lifespan, that maybe 1 hour 30 minutes, and within that time frame the access token will be expire. Then I have to use the refresh token to get the access token. So let's click that get new access token. Once you click the get new access token, you can see that I redirect to a particular page where it is defined that what are the access, or what are the things I'm going to do that. Okay, so define that I can create, I read, follow private playlist. I can create, edit, follow the playlist. So what are the steps I'm going to do that in a I define under basically scope in here. So I copy these scopes, and that's all these are defined here basically with the details. Okay, now once we click agree, I will redirect to, once I click agree, I will redirect to this Postman, and then in the Postman I'll get a access token and the refresh token. So you can see this is the access token and this is the refresh token, and this is the scope and all these details with the access token URL and other stuffs. Now you can see it's have expirations time called 360. This is the time, so seconds where I am going to, I mean this token is going to be expired. It means that within 1 hour this token will be expired. So let's cross this, and I think now if I click that available access token, you can see this Spotify token, and once you click that, it define that when it will be expire. So it is expire on 7:47 minute, and there is one checkbox called auto refresh token. It means that whenever this token will be expired, if we hit again, it will using the refresh token. I show you, right? So we got access token and refresh token. So within once if you check this auto refresh token, so it will be what will be happen. If your token is expired, using the refresh token, it will automatically generate a new access token. So basically after this time period, if I try to if I hit that server, it won't allow me. But if we check this checkbox, it will automatically using the refresh token get me a new token basically. So this is the purpose of this case. I just save that, and here I need to click the add a request. Let's say that under this add request, what we can do. So now our authentication is done. Now we can able to access any of these resources from here. So let's say that I'm going to console. Let's say that what we are going to do, that add we as we mentioned that. So this is the first thing is that get. So we can operate all this playlist because our access token is all about the playlist. So you can see this is the playlist. Now let's see that what the playlist in my bucket. So to get that, you can see this is the token, and if this is the endpoint, I just need to be copy this endpoint and go to my here and then paste here, and here you can say that get playlist. Once we put that, and under this authorization, I need to change that to that OAuth 2.0, and here available token, I select the Spotify and click send. I should get these all these items. Now you can see I don't have any playlist, and that's the reason it is showing empty. Fine, I'll just save that, and you can see under this Spotify collection it is saved now. Now let's see how can we create a playlist. So let's go back to the playlist here, and if we scroll down, you can see that here post method, and where we can create a playlist. You can see this is the uh, creation of playlist. I'll copy this endpoint here and then paste here. Let's rename that call. What we can do, we can rename that call create playlist. Okay. And so once we do that, this rename change, and we can press Control Save, so it will be saved. Now we need to be pass one parameter which is called user ID. Okay, so on which user I want to create the playlist, that I need to be define that, right? So how can we get the user ID of mine? To get the user ID of mine, what we have to do, we have to go open this called openspotify.com. Under this open Spotify, you can see if I refresh that, I don't have any playlist right now. So if I refresh that, there is no playlist for me, right? I'll go to this Rohit and then click account. Under this account, you will get my user ID. So I'll copy this user ID and paste here. Okay, so I'll paste this user ID here. Now once we put this user ID, we should also put some more details. If I scroll down, you can see that apart from user ID, we need to put the request body. So we will copy this request body and paste under this raw, and then change to the JSON and paste that. Now here we need to put the playlist name, and then we need to put the description. Let's say that Rohit new playlist. I'll copy this same name and put into the description called Rohit playlist description, and hit send. Once we send that, you can see that I got a 400 called BAT request. Why? Because under the authorization, I have to change that to OAuth 2.0, and then I have to select that Spotify and click send. And then again, I'm getting the 400 because this method is the post method, not the get method. I'll click the send again, And once we do that, I can see that I get a 201, which is nothing but it is created the playlist with some additional information called link and other details. Now if we refresh my account, let's say that if I refresh my account, so you can see that this new playlist is visible right now in my profile. If I open this playlist, there is no song added to this playlist, right? So next is that how we can add the song to particular playlist, right? So if I go back here, I was just listening this song. So if I open this one and then how we can just add this song or any of this song to the particular playlist that I have created. So that we'll talk about that. For that, I'll go to this documentation again, and under this playlist, if you see there is a one post method. This post method help us to add item to this playlist. Basically, using these we can add any particular song to our playlist. So we'll simply click that. Once we simply click that, we can see this is the end point, and then in this end point we need the playlist id, we need on which position we want to add, and we need particular track id or particular song ID. These are the informations we need that. And yes, so these are the information we need. So if I click again on this API reference, it will land me to the further details or further more details where it is defined that how we should do that. I'll simply copy this endpoint. So this is the endpoint. I'll go back to this my Postman, and then here I'll click add and paste here. This is the place where I should put the playlist ID, and then under this, after this playlist ID, I should put the example value is the playlist value. Now go back here, and then if I go back to the previous tab that I have run that, and here you can see once I run that at that moment, I get that playlist ID. So I'll even this is the one option, or else you can go to the previous tab, the get playlist ID, and you click that, it'll return right now all these playlist with the ID. So this is the playlist ID and this is the ID for my playlist. I'll copy this playlist ID, and here I'll just replace with this value called playlist ID. Now under this authorization sections, I'll change that to the basic auth or auth 2.0, and then change to the Spotify, and then here under this body I need to pass certain value. So let's see that what value I need to be passed. So in the value I need to pass this data. So I'll copy this link here and paste under, go to the raw, change to the JSON and paste that. Now under the string we need to pass this track ID, particular track or particular song that I just want to add that. And if you see that this is the example, the value that how it looks like called Spotify track, and this is the track ID, something like that. So how do we get that? So let's go back to this again and click this a particular any of this song, and if we right click here, and then there will be options called go to album. So once you click that go to album, on the URL, the URL will, I'll copy that URL, that how it will be looks like that. I'll go to this Postman and paste that. So this is the URL that is looks like that. I need to just remove this one from here and then paste that. So this is my Spotify track ID basically. So you just need to click the send. Once we click the send, you can see I'm getting still 400 because this method is not the get method, because we are going to create something. So method will be changed to the post method, and I'll click the send. Once I send that, you can see I got a snapshot ID, and 201 means that the record got created. Now if we go back and open my the playlist, and you can see this song is quickly added to my profile. So that's it for today. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. So these things, that whatever configuration we have done in this, that through the Postman, we will here I'm going to add to a particular Spotify and save that, and then I'll rename that call create item to playlist. So these things we are going to actually implement in our ServiceNow instance. So if you have any question, let me know in the comment sections. Thank you very much. Have a great day.